Hello students, how are you all? Shall we start our social science class? Take your social science book. Take your social science book, all of you. First we are going to check the answers. So homework answers we are going to check. Tick the correct answer. Which document contains the basic principles and laws that govern a country? Answer is Constitution. And the main function of the laws in the society is to keep the society safe from the criminals. And third one is Mahatma Gandhi took up the salt march to protest against the unavailability. Okay, so these all are the answer for the tick the correct answer. If your answers are correct, very good. If your answer is wrong, you have to correct the answers. And the next one is right, true or false. Every law enacted by the government should follow the constitution. Answer is true. The constitution of a country can provide for any type of law according to the wishes of the government. Answer is false. Third one, before independence, India was under the French rule. Answer is false. And the fourth one is the payment of a dowry was prohibited in 1965 under Indian civil law in India. Answer is false. Okay. If your answers are correct, very good. I appreciate you. If your answers are wrong, you have to correct the answers now itself. Got it? Now we are going to start a new lesson from history. Today we are going to start a new lesson from history. Okay. So already we have completed first chapter in history. Okay. So today we are going to start a new lesson, second unit. Okay, the first unit was when, where and how. Okay, so this lesson chapter 2 is the establishment of the company rule in India. The establishment of the company rule in India. In 16th, the period between the 16th to the middle of the 18th century, in India witnessed the coming of a number of trading companies from Europe in the wake of mercantilism. So in India, in the 16th to 18th century, many traders came from England. Okay, in Europe, many traders came. Okay, trade means what? வணிகம், வியாபாரம். ஸோ வணிகர்கள்லாம் என்ன செஞ்சாங்க? ஈரோப்பிலேருந்து நிறைய பேர் நம்ம நாட்டுக்கு வந்தாங்க. Soon the trading interest of these companies merged with the ambition to capture political power. So the first B came for trading. After that, they wanted to get the political power of India. Okay. Finally, the British East India Company was able to defeat its other European rivals. So the British East India Company was the top. Okay. All the other were under the British East India Company. Okay. And it established its political sway in India by 1765 when the Mughal Emperor Shah Alam, Shah Alam II was defeated in the Battle of Buxar and was forced to sign the Treaty of Allahabad with the British. So the Mughal Emperor Shah Alam வந்து பிரிட்டிஷ்ட வந்து தோற்கடிக்கப்பட்டார். அதனால அவர் வந்து ட்ரீட்டி ஆஃப் அலகாபாத்தில் வந்து சைன் பண்ணுறதுக்காக அவர் வந்து என்ன பண்ணப்பட்டார்? கம்பல் பண்ணப்பட்டார், ஃபோர்ஸ் பண்ணப்பட்டார். ஓகே. The mercantilism, that means the trade policy. Okay, in between the 16th to 18th century. So under that the goods were bought at very cheap rates and were sold at much higher prices wherever the demand for those goods were very high. During this period, the government of the European countries did not interfere in the trading activities of the merchants. Instead, they hoped that they would increase their profit to make their nations appear great in the eyes of the world community. So the European, they came to do the trade. After that, they wanted to get more profit. நிறைய லாபம் எடுக்கணும், அது மூலமாக நம்ம கண்ட்ரிலாம் ஃபேமஸ் ஆகணும் அப்படிங்கிற ஒரு எய்ம் வந்து யூரோப்பியன் ட்ரேடர்ஸ்க்கெலாம் வந்துச்சு. ஓகே. Trade was of European powers in India. Trade wars of European powers in India. India had trade relations with Europe since very early time. This trade was carried on via Central Asia and Mediterranean. However, the rise of the Turks and Islamic conquest of Constantinople in the Mediterranean region in 1453 led to the closer to these routes for the Europeans. So, the Europeans, they found many routes to India to do the trades. Okay. And as a result, a search for new direct trade routes to the eastern countries was started by the Europeans in the 15th century. So many routes were founded by the Europeans in the 15th century. Okay, and the direct sea routes between the Europe and India were established by the Vasco da Gama of Portugal. Vasco da Gama வந்து யூரோப்புக்கும் இந்தியாவுக்கும் இடையில ஒரு அழகான ஒரு டைரக்டான சீ ரூட்ஸை வந்து கண்டுபிடிச்சார். ஓகே, அண்ட் ஹி ரீச்டு கலிக்கட் ஆன் த மலபார் கோஸ்ட் இன் 1498 இந்த ப்ரெசன்ட் டே இந்தியன் ஸ்டேட் ஆஃப் கேரளா. அது வந்து கேரளாவில் இருக்குது கலிக்கட்டுங்கிற இடம். அதில் தான் அந்த சீ ரூட்ஸ் வந்து இந்தியாவில் வந்து உள்ளே வந்துச்சு. ஓகே, தென் மெனி ட்ரேடர்ஸ் கேம். ஓகே, ஸோ த பிரிட்டிஷ் from the Europe, many traders came to India to do the trades. Okay, the first of all, we are going to start the Portuguese in India. The first traders are the Portuguese. Vasco da Gama managed to secure a letter of concession for trading rights from the Zamorian Calicut's local ruler எல்லாத்தையுமே வாஸ்கோ ட காமா வந்து லெட்டர் வாங்கி அது அங்கே ஜமோரியனில் கலிக்கட்லலாம் வந்து ட்ரேட் பண்ணார், வியாபாரம் பண்ணார். இனிஷியலி த போர்ச்சுகீஸ் கண்ட்ரோல் ட்ரேட் அலாங் திஸ் ரூட் வித் தேர் சுப்பீரியர் ஆன் அண்ட் நேவிகேஷன் ஸ்கில்ஸ் அண்ட் ரீப்டு எனாமஸ் ப்ராஃபிட் சம்டைம்ஸ் அப் டு 60 times ஆஃப் த மணி தே ஹேட் ஸ்பெண்ட். அவங்க வந்து அது மூலமாக அதிகமான ப்ராஃபிட், அதிகமான லாபத்தை வந்து என்ன செஞ்சாங்க, கிடைச்சிது அவங்களுக்கு, போர்ச்சுகீஸ்க்கு கிடைச்சிது. அவங்களுக்கு வந்து கப்பல் இதில் அவங்களுக்கு வந்து அதிகமான திறமைகள் இருந்துச்சு. அதனால் அவங்க போர்ச்சுகீஸ் வந்து நிறையா 60 times ஆஃப் த மணி தே ஹேட் ஸ்பெண்ட். ஃபார் 1 rupee they got 60 rupee, like that 60 times the money they had spent. Okay, see the picture, the Portuguese in dresses. Their position in India was consolidated by generals like Almeida, Albuquerque, who established Portuguese trade settlements in Calicut, Goa, Dam and Dayu. So these all the areas the Portuguese they did their trade. Okay, where are they? Calicut, Goa and Dayu and Dam. So after the Portuguese, many traders came from Europeans. The next one is the Dutch East India Company. Okay, from 1660 onwards, the advent of the Dutch East India Company confined the Portuguese of these areas on the western coast. The Dutch East India Company was formed in 1602 and was mainly interested in Spice Islands in Indonesia in the forest, where it is established its predominant control. So the Dutch East India Company also came. Okay, it started the trade in India from 1660 onwards. Okay, and they did the trade in the western coast. Okay, and the Dutch East India Company also was formed in India on 1602. And they were interested on the spices, வாசனை பொருட்கள் மேலே தான் டச் ஈஸ்ட் இந்தியா கம்பெனிக்கு வந்து அதிகமான விருப்பம் இருந்தது. அதனால் அவங்க வந்து அதில் வந்து ஏற்றுமதி பண்ணாங்க. ஓகே, in India the Dutch set up trading posts as Pulicat in the east coast, Cochin on the west coast, Chinsura and Serampur in Bengal. ஸோ அவங்க நிறைய இடத்துல வந்து நிறைய ட்ரேடிங் போஸ்ட்லாம் வச்சுருந்தாங்க. புலிக்கட்டில் சின்சுரா, கொச்சின், பெங்காலில் செராம்பூர் இந்த இடங்கள்லாம் அவங்க இடத்த வச்சுருந்தாங்க ட்ரேட் பண்ணுறதுக்கு. And they were influenced in Kerala because there only many spices they can get. And also they were influenced in Kerala. And they finally sold their settlements to the British in 1845. அவங்க நிறைய என்ன செஞ்சாங்க, ஏர்ன் பண்ணாங்க, நிறைய ப்ராஃபிட்லாம் எடுத்தாங்க. ஆனால் பிரிட்டிஷ் ஈஸ்ட் இந்தியா கம்பெனி வந்ததும் அவங்க வந்து டச்சை வந்து டாமினேட் பண்ணதுனால அந்த டச்சு வந்து என்ன செஞ்சாங்க, அவங்க என்னென்ன இந்தியாவிலேருந்து எவ்வளோ அவங்களுக்கு வந்து கிடைச்சிதோ அது எல்லாத்தையுமே பிரிட்டிஷில் வந்து என்ன செஞ்சிட்டாங்க, பிரிட்டிஷ் ஈஸ்ட் இந்தியா கம்பெனிகிட்ட விற்றுட்டாங்க. Okay, they have sold everything to the British in 1845. Danish East India Company. After the Dutch East India Company, Danish East India Company came. Okay, impressed by the wealth of the Indian trade, the merchants of Denmark also founded a settlement in 1620 at Trangborg in the Tanjavur district. So the Dutch people, they settled in Kerala. Okay, now present Kerala. Okay, and in Danish people, they impressed by the wealth of the Indian trade, so they came from the Denmark. எங்கேருந்து வந்தாங்க, டென்மார்க்லேருந்து வந்தாங்க டேனிஷ் பீப்புள். ஓகே, அவங்க வந்து இந்தியாவில் வந்து செட்டில் ஆனாங்க 1620 தஞ்சாவூரில். அண்டு செராம்பூரில், பெங்காலில் இருக்க செராம்பூர்லேயும் நிறைய பேர் என்ன செஞ்சாங்க, செட்டில் ஆனாங்க டேனிஷ். ஓகே, and however the Danish company could never play a remarkable role in the trade rivalries and wars which were waged by the British and French trading companies. So many traders came to India, but the British East India Company and the French trading companies only, they were the top. Okay, so all the other traders, they sold everything to the British and they went. Okay, next, the English East India Company. The English East India Company. Sir Francis Drake, a British navigator, captured a Lisbon-bound Portuguese ship in 1579. This lot, which included a few maps, revealed the secret of India's wealth and disclosed the sea route to India via Cape of Good Hope. அந்த சர் ஃப்ரான்சிஸ் ட்ரேக் அப்படிங்கிற ஒரு பிரிட்டிஷ் நேவிகேச்சர் என்ன பண்ணார்னா, அந்த போர்ச்சுகீஸோட ஒரு லிஸ்பன் பவுண்டுங்கிற ஒரு ஷிப்பை வந்து கேப்சர் பண்ணார். அதில் வந்து நிறைய மேப்ஸ் இருந்துச்சு. அந்த மேப்ஸ் மூலமாக இந்தியாவோட வெல்த்தை பற்றி இந்தியாவோட என்ன வளங்கள்லாம் இருக்குது அப்படிங்கிறத பற்றி தெரிஞ்சார். அந்த மேப்ஸில் வந்து இந்தியாவுக்கு எப்படி போகணும், எது மூலமாக ட்ரேட் பண்ணணுங்கிற சீ ரூட்ஸ் எல்லாமே அதில் இருந்துச்சு. அதை வந்து சர் ஃப்ரான்சிஸ் ட்ரேக் அவர் வந்து பிரிட்டிஷ். ஓகே, அவர் அது மூலமாக என்ன செஞ்சார், அதை எல்லாத்தையும் அந்த ஷிப்பில் இருந்து எல்லாத்தையும் எடுத்துக்கிட்டாரு. சீ ரூட்டை கண்டுபிடிச்சாரு வயா கேப் ஆஃப் குட் ஹோப். Got it? So this is the reason for the British company came to India. Consequently, the English Queen Elizabeth I encouraged many seafarers to undertake the task of going to India. குயின் எலிசபெத்தும் வந்து இந்தியாவுக்கு வந்து நிறைய பேரை வந்து அனுப்புறதுல வந்து ரொம்ப இன்ட்ரெஸ்டாக இருந்தாங்க. இன் 1600 the English East India Company was formed by a group of businessmen. ஓகே, அது 16th centuryல இந்த இங்கிலீஷ் ஈஸ்ட் இந்தியா கம்பெனி வந்து இந்தியாவில் என்ன செஞ்சாங்க, ஃபார்ம் பண்ணாங்க. many businessmen were joined. It was granted a charter by the Queen to carry out trade with the East. So the English East India Company known as the British East India Company, both are same. Okay, English East India Company as well as the British East India Company, both are same. After the Treaty of Union was an early English joint stock company. The Treaty of Union is the name given to the agreement that led to the creation of the United Kingdom of Great Britain as a result of the political union of the Kingdom of England and the Kingdom of Scotland, which took effect on 1 1st May 1707. So the English East India Company and the British East India Company both are same meaning. The Treaty of Union was made by the British people and early English joint stock company and the Great Britain, Scotland, they were joined together and they made the country. Meaning many businessmen they were joined together and they formed the English East India Company in India. Okay. So in 1613 the English company was given permission to set up factory at Surat and to post an ambassador in the Mughal court. சூரத்தில் வந்து ஃபேக்ட்ரி வைக்கலாம் அப்படிங்கிறதுக்கு வந்து இங்கிலீஷ் கம்பெனி வந்து ஆர்டர் கொடுத்துச்சு இந்தியாவில். In 1615 King James once sent Thomas Roe as ambassador to the court of Jahangir. The factory was not a place of manufacture but consisted of a warehouse, a place of storage of goods and an office for monitoring records and residential quarters for the employees of the company. ஸோ the factory வந்து வச்சதும் அவங்க வந்து ஃபேக்ட்ரியில் வந்து மேனுஃபேக்சர் பண்ணலை, அதில் நிறையா வந்து குட்ஸு நிறைய திங்ஸ் வந்து அதில் ஸ்டோர் பண்ணி வச்சுருந்தாங்க, நிறைய ரெக்கார்ட்ஸ்லாம் ஸ்டோர் பண்ணி வச்சுருந்தாங்க. அது ஒரு குவார்ட்டர்ஸாக யூஸ் பண்ணாங்க எம்ப்ளாயீஸ்லாம் இருக்கிறதுக்காக. ஸோ அந்த ஃபேக்ட்ரி வாஸ் யூஸ்டு லைக் தட். ஓகே. The English East India Company succeeded in getting a firman of royal degree from the Mughal Emperor Farrukhsiyar in 1717 that allowed them concession in Bengal and some other areas. So Mughal Emperor Farrukhsiyar gave the permission to the English East India Company he allowed them to concession in Bengal and some other areas also were given to the East India Company by the Mughal Emperor Farrukhsiyar. So he was called firman. Okay. So in 1639 Madras on the eastern coast was granted to the company by a local ruler. அந்த மெட்ராஸே என்ன செஞ்சாங்க, அந்த மெட்ராஸை வந்து யாரில் வந்து ரூல் பண்ணிட்டு இருந்தாங்களோ அவங்க வந்து அதை பிரிட்டிஷ்ட்டு கொடுத்துட்டாங்க. A factory built there was named Fort St. George. Fort means what? கோட்டை. Okay. FORT port means கோட்டை. PORT port means துறைமுகம். Okay. So St. George Fort துறைமுகம், இந்த கோட்டை ஜார்ஜ் கோட்டை வந்து சென்னையில் வந்து பிரிட்டிஷ் கம்பெனியால் உருவாக்கப்பட்டது. In 1651 it was allowed to have a trading post on the banks of Hooghly River in Bengal at Calcutta, where it built a fort and named it Fort St. Williams. In 1668 Bombay was granted to the company by the English ruler Charles II. So all the Indian ruler they gave their places to the British companies. Got it? So that the British East India Company attacked many areas and they captured many areas from India and they did the trade in here and they established many companies, factories in India and they got more profits from the India, because in India many emperors and many rulers they gave permission to the British to make the companies in India, so that the British they used the chances to make the companies in India. Got it? Finally the French East India Company. Okay. After the English East India Company, who came the French East India Company. Okay. It was formed in 1664. The French East India Company established trade settlements at Surat, Masulipatam, Chandarnagar, Balashore, Mahe and Pondicherry. The company had its naval base in the Indian Ocean in the islands of Mauritius and Reunion, but due to its distant location it was not very helpful to the French officers stationed in India. French East India கம்பெனிலேருந்து நிறைய பேர் இருந்தாங்க, ட்ரேடுக்காக வந்திருந்தாங்க. அவங்க கம்பெனிஸ் வந்து இந்தியன் ஓசன் பக்கத்தில் வந்து அந்த நாவல் நேவிகேஷன் மூலமாக வச்சுருந்தாங்க. நான் அவங்களுக்கு வந்து நிலையான இடம் வந்து இந்தியாவில் கிடைக்கிது. வித் த கம்மிங் ஆஃப் Dupleix as the governor of the French factories in India, the French power increased considerably. So the picture is given in the book, page number 14. Dupleix and Robert Clive. So in India, 16th to 18th century, in India many traders came to India because of its wealth. Got it? So what happened? They came for do the trade and they founded many sea routes to come to India. Yes or no? So when they came to India to do the trade, they founded many companies in India, as well as they wanted to get all the powers, all the political powers also. So they were the Indian people. They were treated as slaves, and the British East India Company, they established the biggest company in India. Okay, the English East India Company. It was made by many businessmen. Okay, many businessmen, and they established completely, and they got permission from the Indian emperors, and they captured many areas in India, and they did trade, and they made many factories and companies in India, and they got more profit from using the wealth of India. Got it? Like the first we have seen, who came? The Dutch. The Dutch East India Company, they came to India and they did trade in Kerala. Okay, they settled there in Kerala, and they made the company in Kerala, Cochin. Okay, and next of Dutch East India Company, the Danish people came from Denmark. They also settled in India in Tanjavur district. Okay, and some of them settled in Serampur in Bengal. Okay, after Danish East India Company, the English East India Company came. Okay, so they made the biggest company by many group of businessmen, that is English East India Company. English East India Company. Okay, which was called as the British East India Company, because the British people only they made it, and the British people they called as English people. So the name was given to the company also, British East India Company, and the English East India Company. Okay, so after the British people, who came? The French East India Company, and they did near the Indian Ocean. They wanted to settle, but they cannot make any station in there. And with the coming of Dupleix as the governor and French factories in India, the French power increased. எப்போ டூப்ளிக்ஸுங்கிற இந்தியாவுக்கு வந்தாரோ ஃப்ரெஞ்ச் கம்பெனிக்கு, அவர் அதிகமாக அவரோட கம்பெனிஸ் ஃபேக்ட்ரிஸ் எல்லாம் இந்தியாவில் இன்க்ரீஸ் பண்ணார். Got it? So these all we have studied today. Okay, so remaining parts we will see tomorrow. Got it? So already you have completed your classwork and homework. You have to send the homework and classwork the day itself. Got it? Only 2 or 3 classes only going on, is that no? So very less work you have to finish. When the class starts, sit and write the class, listen the class completely fully. After the class you have to write. Is that no? You can see one more time, start the video and write the classwork and homework. Okay, got it? You should listen the class completely. Got it? Test will be there, and you will be asked to submit the homework note and classwork note to the school. So finish everything, cover the note and book. Okay, and write your name. Keep the notes and books very neatly. Got it? And your today's classwork is answer the following questions in brief. First one is, where did Vasco da Gama land in India? Where did the Dutch establish their factory in India? 2 questions are there in the same question, is that no? Where did Vasco da Gama land in India? Where did the Dutch establish their factory in India? Vasco da Gama reached Calicut on the Malabar coast in 1498 in Kerala in India. The Dutch set up teaching post at Pulicat in the east coast, Cochin on the west coast. Write fast all of you, write neatly and write clearly. Have you written all of you? Second question is, where was the earliest factory of the English established in the Bengal? The earliest factory of the English in Bengal was established on the banks of the Hooghly River in Calcutta. The earliest factory of the English in Bengal was established on the banks of the Hooghly River in Calcutta. This is the answer for the second question. Who was Farquhar? When did he issue his firman? Farquhar was a Mughal emperor. He issued his firman in 1717. Farquhar was a Mughal emperor. He issued his firman in 1717. Today homework is fill in the blanks. You have to find the answer from the book. Okay, read the book and find the answer. Dash was a trade policy popular during the period 1600 to 1800, 16th to 18th century. Okay, Dash was a trade policy popular during the period 16th to 18th century. Second one, Dash had trade relations with Europe since very early times. The third one, the Dutch East India Company was formed in dash. Then the fourth one is the English East India Company known as dash. And last one, the British East India Company attacked and captured the French factory at dash. So this is your homework. Write the answer. Find the answer from the book. Got it? We will see tomorrow.